And we are live, and welcome to Off Track Monday with the missing TSM dude. You don't even have Thomas Grass. Oh, there's Thomas Grass. He was on his MIA too. He ran away on me. We scared him off.
Yeah, I did. I had to go get something. Yeah.
And we have Wigwag, Ray Berenston in the chat. Roger Coleman, welcome. Who else we got in here? We had some guy named Andy. He was coughing a bit, choking on his trains. And Dwight Curley. Now, Dwight Curley did a little video today with a bunch of hoppers today. I watched that. He was trying to catch.
Yeah, I saw that too. I commented on it.
Yeah, he was out trying to catch the sun or miss the sun. And model train reviews in the chat. Welcome. Tammy and Ray are in the chat. Welcome. Brian Ferguson was here earlier. Welcome. And
Alley's 56. Andy. Hello, Andy.
Hey, Awesome Possum. Valley 56 XH. Model train reviews. Welcome. So I have, so you know, I have two trains running. Because I now have the double main line connected. I still need to do, I do not have any feeders in the other side of the layout yet. But I have an echo, so I'll fix that. Hang on a minute. So there, Andy, is echo gone now? Because I had YouTube open in the background. Yes. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim. How you doing?
Welcome.
Hey. Good.
I had another window here, a bunch of stuff. I don't know where it came from. So how's Tim today?
Hey, Ray. How you doing?
Hey, Ray. Yeah, so I'm happy with the two main lines. Been tweaking a bit. I had to take the my Dremel and grind off some of the points for the switch machine. They're a little high, getting caught. But I was using my El Cheapo Tyco track cleaner to clean the track the other day. And it worked okay, but it doesn't run too well. So, but it did work. I don't know where this screen came from, which power supply it is.
I can't see what you're looking at.
I have another window popped up on the StreamYard about which power supply.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, okay.
That's the question I want to pose.
Oh, okay. Now I see.
Ah.
There's an answer to the mystery. I saw it there. What did I do for that? I had enough trouble with computer.
Yeah, I think you brought that up before you brought me up once.
Well, I brought it to see what it was because it's too small a screen. Hey, John Train, welcome. Mr. Floyd Robbins, welcome. So if you notice, we have two guests here taking place of Mike. We have Tim, CP368, and we have Thomas Grassi.
Yeah, that's because Mike's a big name, so we have to have two guys take his place.
Yeah, he might pop in. You never know. He's working, but you never know. His office is his truck, so he can pop in the truck. He's out there making money for Shell Canada, so they can raise more prices for gas. That's all I can say.
I thought he was making money to buy more trains.
Well, they're making money off his hide, probably. They got to pay him, so they want to make something off him.
Right.
Make him work. And so I hooked up a couple of cars to the my veterans trains. You can see the veteran trains is creeping up to the GP 38-2. very slowly. And I put the Christmas train on just for bring some joy to the world, because a family member of mine is struggling with cancer right now, and I just want to add joy to the world. So I put it on. Oh, I see. It stopped. Oh, I see. My sometimes the throttle times out and powers off. So if this train's controlling, it just stops until you bring it back. Hey, John Knuffle, welcome. So it's back. It's back running. But I counted today. I had 35 repeatable cylindrical hoppers. 35 and one on the layout on the track. So that's 36. And some of them are TH&B and CP.
Mm-hmm.
And other ones are pot. But I also got the I guess they call them the pressure hoppers.
Right.
I have a bunch of those too. They're in a box behind me. And I have a bunch of the smaller hoppers too. I like box cars and hoppers.
Yeah, I do too. I like them kind of cars.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I like
4-door and 2-door hoppers, right?
Yeah.
4-door, yeah.
Yeah, I forget which one. I'll get one in a minute. I'll show you the one it is. But so the ones on the layout now, I have a cylindrical hopper, and I guess other ones call it pressure hopper. That's the one I did the graffiti on. Hey, Hunter Stewart, welcome. Yeah. So, but I do like them, and of course, I like box cars. I got a few of them now. So the Run for the Cure box cars, 2 of them are Atlas, and the tall one is a special release by Aurora Miniatures. That's good, Hunter. But don't hit it too hard; you hurt your hand. So that's a special. That was a gift I got from Otter Valley Railroad. So I put it on, and of course I got the Run for the Cure well cars for then they're repeatable. So I ran those. I actually posted a video today, and I posted it to Facebook. It's more of a dedication to my cousin who's in the hospital right now fighting cancer. So I wanted to do it for her. Thanks, Floyd. So Floyd, I guess you made it to Sparky's layout tour. You had a lot of people show up too. Looked pretty impressive. I had this live going all day while I worked in the layout. And
yeah, I watched his video. I watched that video too. It was pretty interesting.
I like watching live streams.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch them live than watch a repeat, unless it's something interesting I knew about. Like I went to Heath today and reviewed his live, looking for the part on the UWT 50.
Right.
Hey, Thomas Moore, welcome. Mike is MIA. He is working, so he might pop in, but he's not here yet right at the moment. We have Thomas Grassi and Tim from CP368. You got any question for Tim? He's there to answer.
So, Tim, are you in a cold room or something? You have a sweatshirt on? Is it cold where you are?
Oh, it's somewhere in the 30s. I'm not sure what temperature it is up here. It's 66 up here.
No, that's not bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah, my office is 74.
Up here for an hour in a thin short sleeve shirt, I would start to feel a little chilly, most likely.
Yeah. I like it a little warmer. As they get older, you like the warm. But
Well, I don't have no heat on in the house, and it's 74 in my office, so I can't
well, that's
complain.
pretty good. Well, the heat is not as high. I think the heat's turned off in the train room. I got the register blocked off, so it keeps it wherever the ambient temperature down here. That's where it stays. But
Well, you don't want to hear a funny one. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, they had a earthquake. No, Friday. There was an
yeah.
earthquake in New Jersey, right?
Well, I saw the videos, pictures of that.
Well, let me tell you something.
Okay.
My ex-wife lives about a half a mile from where I live. Okay.
Okay.
She texted me and said, "Hey, did you feel the earthquake?" Earthquake? What earthquake? I didn't hear nothing, didn't feel nothing. Go outside. My dog didn't move an inch. He was just laying here on the floor next to me in my office. Didn't hear nothing. Talked to the neighbor next
Yeah.
door to me. We felt it. We heard it. Neighbor on the other side, we felt it. We heard it. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't feel nothing. I said, maybe I'm on sacred ground and it went around me. I don't know.
Yeah.
And other people around me, all of them said they felt it and everything. And then I
Okay.
didn't feel a bloody thing. Didn't hear nothing. But I know a lot of people that did. And I was very surprised that I didn't feel nothing. And my dog reacts to people walking down the street. He hears them.
Yeah.
And he jumps up and starts looking out the window and seeing who it is and stuff. So, and he didn't move. And my ex's neighbors, they have dogs and they were barking like crazy when it was going off. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, dogs and animals know what's going on, and they'll move around and act unusual and stuff like that. So I said, we didn't know, nothing happened. So
Yeah. Well, I hooked up. So if you can't see it here, but where I'm in the layout, this back section where it's peninsula, I do not have any feeders in this side. The other side's all been feedered up. I hooked it all up. I bought some 14.2 speaker wire. I got it off Amazon. It was red and black wire. So I used the lever connectors for the connection, except for the module that I had for the crossovers. I use suitcase connectors for that. For parts, I hooked the suitcase to the bus, and then I use the lever to connect the feeder to the bus.
Okay.
And then I dropped 2 drops at each end of the module and hooked up into the daisy chain of the feeders. Hey, Postmodern Monoworks, welcome. Yeah, so I did that. So it works pretty good. I have a tool for stripping cable like that. It's pretty. Yeah, I use it for electric because I work in the electrical industry. We used to always have to strip large cable for motor connections.
Hey, JD, how you doing?
Hey, Grandpa Rails. Yeah, so I use that and it works pretty good. And it's just white, but it's just red and black 14.2. And the rest of the stuff I got from Prince's Auto, which is equal to in the U.S. Harbor Freight.
Right.
So it works.
That 14.2, is it stranded or solid?
Stranded.
Oh, good. Because when I first put my layout, the first section of my layout, I used solid wire. And then I found out that that's not a good thing to use for a bus line.
It's hard to connect. It's hard to connect.
Yeah, well, not only that, it could break, and then you don't know where the break is.
Right.
Yeah,
I
so
find
that
the solid wire to me is designed for residential wiring.
Right.
Or I use the solid wire for the turn this off. I used the solid wire for my feeders though, number 20.
Right.
I
Yeah.
love the number 20 just fits in the groove of the rail.
Right.
And I saw it, but I did put 2 feeders into the crossover to at the center of the crossover.
Right.
And I soldered the wire to the joiner first. And then I hooked it. I didn't solder the turnouts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like soldering because it's hard to get them apart later if I'm thinking about it, so I didn't.
Right. You never know.
You never know. So I soldered everything in between is soldered. And I did a gaps. And I still might behind me I do have a staging track. I might cut one rail and jump it across with a switch so I could turn it on and off so I can park locomotives on that track.
Right.
But I just cut the one rail and add a toggle switch to the fascia.
Right.
And but I'm quite pleased with the switch machine fascia that I had printed. I thought I showed you that because it all started with Plumber and you doing the prototype.
Right.
Believe it or not. And Plumber took sick and you finished it and you gave me the file and Phil from London took that file and he adapted it. And I sent them all the samples I had from my switches to him. It was last year almost. And he he redesigned the file to suit the Walter switches, which is perfect. I'm quite pleased with them. But hey, Kawartha Central Railroad, welcome. I'm doing okay. You can ask Thomas directly. He's right there. And Tim, he's plugging away on something.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing? What's the question?
Plumber. I was chatting with Plumber on last Friday before I had at the hobby store.
Yeah, he's off and on. He's off and on.
Yes, he is. But we did chat on the phone. And talking about my purchase, my Spectrum. Someday I got some things to mail out because I do have something to mail to Ray. I've had it for 6 months to get in the mail, but I haven't got around to going to the mailbox. But I do have something for Ray because I'm pretty close to taking that Spectrum and relabeling it the Doofy Bullet 592. I stood on it. Some of my video. I stood on that Trent locomotive, made in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
$159 for a DC and sound steamer.
Can't beat that.
It was new old stock. It belonged to the owner of this hobby store. It was his, and he decided he wanted to get rid of it. And was coming home. See ya.
Yeah.
I could. So now I have 3. I have a couple other steamers, but my main 3, I have a New York Central, Pennsylvania, and I have a TH&B. Someday I'll get the 103, but I don't buy it. First, it's $600 almost, but it's not correct. And that's what bothers me the most. Broadway built it, but they didn't build it correctly.
Yeah.
The 103 is a half-hour drive from my house. I could have taken and shown you the picture of it. It's there. I have a picture. I have a picture somewhere around here. My friend took it, but it's there, rusting away. Yeah, he told me, Tammy, that he bought an estate, and he's gonna work on selling some of it off. Hey, Wooddrop International, welcome. Okay, Hunter, you have a good evening. Well, thanks for popping in. We will try, Hunter. You have a good night. Hey, Wesley, welcome. Yeah, so we chatted for about a half an hour on Friday as I was leaving the hobby store. And And Andy liked my little toy that came home with me. It followed me home. Yes, it was, Tammy. He was telling me it was pretty impressive. And Rail R's walking.
Hey,
If
Rail
it was worth, Rail R's in the house. Sure, he's in the house. Nothing wrong with Rail R's. And
oh, wait a minute. Hey, hot dog pilot Andy. Hey, the package you sent me arrived. Thanks a lot for your help. Appreciate it. Now I gotta get a power. Yeah, now I gotta get a power supply for it. Oh, that's a surprise.
Oh, okay. Surprise. Surprises are good.
Yep.
And so the lead locomotive on the cancer run for the cure train. That's road number 4777. I got that from Chris from Go Via Go Home about 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And Mike wishes he had
it. Well, he has another one with a different number on, don't he?
Yeah, but he misses the 47. Wish he had taken the 4777. I have 4775 too. And
so is that
John Sconkill River Valley?
Hey, John, is that
I think John is. You're in Pennsylvania, John. I think.
Yeah, he's in Pennsylvania.
So I have the Pennsylvania locomotive now. My steamer.
So James, is that 4 7s or is that 4777?
4777.
Okay.
Well, John, I have a 462 Pennsylvania Pacific. Hey, Georgia Samba, welcome. Yes, but don't get mad. But I think I'm relabeling it as the Newfie Bullet because the same locomotive. And we have Georgia Samba in the house too. Yes, I was quite pleased with that, John. It cost me $159 Canadian for a Spectrum steamer. DCC.
Hey guys, I'll be back. I got to step out a second. I'll be right back.
We won't run away. Well, Tim, what are you working on?
Putting cars into JMRI.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, John, I was quite pleased with that. I'm going to run it in a couple of weeks. I'm going to put it in the layout and get it. I need to set it in the cradle to hook up the cabling because it's very delicate. But yeah. Let me change. There it is.
Okay, I'm back.
Well, you didn't go too far.
Nah, the dog is don't know what he wants.
Wants attention.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
Yeah, what the dog's for.
Yep.
Now, Deep Run Mike, welcome. He's got a video that he went live around 6:30. It's on his lift gate. So I gotta check it out later tonight. He's building a lift gate, and I want to see how he does it. Okay, John, thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. Enjoy your tax. Our accountant's coming on Thursday to go over our taxes. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, only another couple days left, and then it'll be all over.
Yeah, we're due in, I think, end of April, I think. Where are you moving to? He's moving north. How north is moving? Canada? But I'm quite pleased where the track is running out too. I hear a whistle.
Yeah, that's my phone.
Oh. Yeah, no problem, Mike. We're here to share the world with trains.
All right.
One thing I I didn't like the couplers on the Aurora boxcar. They're finicky for hooking up.
Right.
They didn't want to maneuver as good as I thought they should, but that's not a pet peeve. You spend the good money on trains, and the couplers are not the best of stuff.
Right.
I haven't seen Mark in the track yet. I got a Christmas caboose on the train for him.
Yeah, I haven't seen him come up.
Hey, Larry, welcome. I haven't seen him yet. He must be busy working still. Okay. He's not moving to Canada. He's moving to 30 miles north of here. We would let you in for a visit, Rail Hours. You want to come. No problem. No problem there. So,
Yeah.
Tom, let's why don't you show up what you're doing? I'll make you bigger, and you show up what you're printing, what you're working on.
All righty.
And I promised my wife I wouldn't go super late tonight.
Yeah, that's fine. You made yourself bigger. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. So see
what
what
I'm doing is 3D printing the world here, and I don't know if anybody saw my short on this guy, but this is a power substation I 3D printed, and the only thing that wasn't in the file was from here through this. So I just got black wire and ran it through, and then these wires here are going to hook up to my telephone poles, and that's how it's going to distribute the power out. But yeah, it didn't take long to print that, and I printed it in 3 different colors. The chain link fence is silver, and the transformer here, this guy here, is silver, and then the rest of the stuff is gray, and the top part of this guy, this frame here, these were white. So I printed the bottom gray, changed the filament, and then printed those in white. And the same thing with this here truss. If you look at it like this is how it printed, flat like this. So I printed that all gray and then changed the filament and printed this in white. So that's how that came out. So I got to make a couple more of these because I want to have.
I want one.
Yeah, I'll make you one.
This guy, is it a kit?
Yeah, it'd be easier to ship it not together.
Well, that's right. You can put it in if you put it in a bubble envelope.
Yeah,
it's easier for mailing, and you can mail it as a thick envelope. Not
well, I can put it all together for you, and then put it in a box and put bubble and stuff like that in it. It'll protect it.
Okay.
Yeah, that way you don't.
I don't mind helping with the shipping costs.
Right.
You have the only way to get mine to you is through PayPal. That's the only problem. That's how Jim Tedesco got the cars to me.
Yeah, exactly.
He sent me an invoice in PayPal to cover shipping costs.
Yeah, we'll work it out. Don't worry.
Well, I know. I'm not worried about it. It's just the red tape get across the border.
Right. And then this is a ranch house I made.
That's cool too.
And there's me.
Hey, Ray.
There's me talking to Dave, DB Tech Dave. He was on.
Yeah, I couldn't find his channel on Sunday.
He was on Sidetrack Sunday.
Well, I knew that, but I didn't have the proper link to his channel, so I didn't get in. I couldn't find it.
These 2 files for me and Dave, we both got our self-scanned at Amherst with somebody different than Mini Prints. And the guy, what he does is he has like 30 to 50 cameras in a circle, and you get scanned in like 10 seconds.
Okay.
And then he sends you the file. See, and which is good. Then you can print as many of yourself you want.
Oh, so Bernard shared the file with you, or someone else did it?
No, the other guy did.
Oh, okay.
And Bernard keeps his files because that's how he makes his money.
You're
Right.
right.
This guy here gives you the file, and then also he'll send you a model that he did himself of it.
Oh,
too.
okay. So it's
yeah,
a different guy doing scanning at Amherst.
Right. And
Competition for Bernard.
Yep.
Hey,
Well,
Sidetrack 77, welcome. And Pete, welcome. Cool.
So, and then on the front here, it has a stone face, and that I painted it in stone color.
Yeah.
Then I took a black wash and went over it, and then that went in the cracks to make where the black looks like on stone. So it came out okay. When you can't see it on the video, but in person it looks a lot better. So but that's that one.
And then, Ray, I have the shirt on.
And now I'm working on a pig pen, and that's the little pen for it. And then it has that goes around it. And I have a water basin here with a pig in it. And I got a couple other pigs that'll go around inside the pen.
Yeah.
And I have mud in there. I got to figure out how to make the mud, and then that'll be that scene. So that's what I've been working on. And plus, I've been 3D printing cinder blocks, but this is a little bit too big for HO scale.
Yeah.
So then I reduced it down. This is the right size, but on a filament printer, it puts just too much stuff in it. So I'm going to try printing it on the rosin printer, but that's about the size that I need. And I work out. So that's the next thing I'm going to be printing.
Now, Tim from They Make It Like That, he's been 3D printing dumpsters.
Yeah.
And he's painting them. He's selling them as a set, already painted.
Oh, that's nice.
Go. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. He was, really good job on it.
Yeah, that's my one fire scene is that dumpster. I 3D printed that guy, and that's what the fire scene is about.
I don't want to. I figure if I bought a 3D printer, I would look at it for the first time and play with it, and next thing I'd be in a corner forgetting about it. So I'd rather just pay somebody to print, buy him supplies.
Yeah, exactly. Or just get somebody to do it for you. That's not a problem.
Right.
And, there's always other ways of doing things, but
sure.
Everybody gets a 3D printer, and then you can make something.
Hey, Randall, welcome. Yes, that's right. Well, I could buy you if you had you don't have an Amazon wish list, do you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe in wish lists.
Well, because I could buy filament from Amazon.
I go on and I order it and I buy it. I don't have. I don't wish for something.
No, I know. I realize that, but I could get you filament.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Amazon, from your
exactly.
Ship it to you. I do have an American. I never thought of that. I do have an account with the Amazon US. I could order it, pay for it, and ship it to you.
Right. And then I could use that strictly to make things for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
You only live once.
Because I was having a problem with my printer.
Yeah.
And I came this close to sending it, the filament, down to Jim Tedesco to let him print it for me on his printers. But unfortunately, the same time, his printer went bad. So I couldn't do that. So I had to get mine working. I finally figured it out and got it working again.
Well, that's good. I know Phil up here in London, he's got 2 or 3 printers now.
Right.
He has both. He prints filament and rosin.
Rosin, right. Yeah. I had a model. I was going to use for the power substation.
Yeah.
And when I got it, it came as a SVG file, not an STL file.
Okay.
So I found an online program that converts SVG to STL. Well, when I put it in my slicing program, it didn't look right.
Oh.
Then I
So,
went back online and got a hold of the guy who created the image, and I talked with him, and he said, "Oh no, this is for a laser cutter."
yeah.
So then I was going to go out and get a laser cutter just to make that, but then I got hold of another file that was STL and was able to make the power substation out of the STL file.
I noticed that is that any cubic, they make laser cutters.
They do?
But one of the brands I saw that does 3D printers does laser engravers, laser burn, or something like that. I've seen something else with their name on it.
Right. There was a brand that this guy used to make the power substation. So
Yeah.
I said, all right, well, maybe later on I'll get into laser cutting because then you can do all kinds of different things with that.
So, oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you can do with a thing.
Engraving and everything like that, and so.
There's a woodworker up here, like Wigwag knows him, John Heinz. He did posted a video. I haven't watched all of this. What do you do when you got a carpenter with a 3D printer? It's print crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, it's amazing what you can do. I haven't watched it all. I watched a guy in the US, a YouTuber. He 3D printed jigs to do his own hand laid track.
There you go. Yep.
And he made it.
It's not hard. Look,
no, it's just a matter of getting the files to do it all.
I 3D printed this guy, and
What is that?
That's a re-railer.
Okay.
And you just put the car on there and it rolls down and onto the track. This is for code 83, right? Because the other night I was watching Tammy and Ray's video, and
Sparky's in the chat. Hey, Sparky. This is a high voltage electrician, so you gotta make it correct now.
Okay. Well, you send me a picture of what's wrong with it. I work from pictures, Sparky. I can't work from the mind. I have to see something to make it. And so I was watching Tammy and Ray's video, and I saw Ray was having a little problem getting a car on the track. So then I commented in there in the video, and I said, hey, Tammy, I have a STL file for a re-railer. If you want, I'll send it to you because I know she 3D prints a lot of things. And she says, well, we have one, but we're looking for one in N scale. And I said, well, I can work on an N scale one. That's easy enough. I don't have N scale track to test it on though.
Yeah, my only involvement in high voltage was in the motor side of things when we wound at 55,000 horsepower with a 13.8. And Mr. Sparky. So Mr. Sparky had a really good turnout at the doubleheaders layout tour on Saturday. He had between 120, 150 visitors to his layout. He was live all day. He did a really good job. Lots of people helping him. It was excellent.
Yeah, it was. It was nice. I saw when I watched it, there was like 20 or 30 people in that room. That's
okay, Sparky. You're there when we need you. That's all that matters.
Been lurking a bit. That's his favorite thing to do, isn't it? Lurking.
That's right. That's right. You clap your hands 3 times, and there comes Sparky.
He'll appear right now. You say Sparky 3 times, and he'll appear, right? That's good.
As far as re-railers go out to Central, I should show you something. Hang on. Re-railer. Walters makes a re-railer kit, wood crossing kit for code 83 and code 100.
Yeah,
it's right here. It's part number 948831113. It's a re-railer and a crossing kit all in one. Right there.
Nice.
And so you know, I got this because of Heath. We went to Amherst last year. So
Right.
so winter of 2022.
Right.
No, winter 2023.
Right.
And he did a video tour of the Amherst show, and he did a very intensive viewing of the Walters table. And I saw this kit on the table. Well, I pre-ordered that the next week because of that live stream.
Yeah, you saw something that you thought you needed, right?
That's right. And I pre-ordered. But this is a re-railer kit or road crossing, wherever you want to use it for, from Walters. It cost me $20 Canadian.
Right.
So that it is. So that's 948831. I'll put it in the chat in here. Put here, mostly here. 948 dash 83113. That's the kit. Modern wood cross with re-railer ends. $20. Yes, Sparky, it is huge. You get a star plus for that helix. Just gotta clap your hands there. Right? Clap, clap, clap. Here comes. Yeah, so that's a pretty good thing. Modern.
How many levels is your helix, Sparky?
How many turns?
How many levels?
Well, you got 3 levels.
No, he's got more. No, I'm not. I'm talking about. You start out with level 1, then the next when it goes around, it's level
9.
2. 9.
I refer to it as a turn.
Yeah.
A loop is a turn, so like is a spiral. That's 9 levels, and he has 3. It exits 3 levels, 3 main lines levels, where you call it.
This might be wider than mine, but I have 14 levels.
His is an oval too.
Yeah, he has some straight track in his too, don't he? I think.
Yes, it does.
Mine not. It's all curve all the way around.
Yeah.
I should have made it bigger, but oh well.
Well, Sparky did that. This is the second he redesigned the first one he did.
Yeah.
He redid it. Now, if you watch Go Via Go Home, his is an oval, but it's different too. He did it a different way too.
Right. Yeah, everybody does it to fit the needs for the railroad.
That's pretty big. It's 52 inches wide, 6 feet long.
Yeah. Mine's 4x4. The base. He's talking about the base is 52 by 6. Yeah.
Well, that's the overall dimension. I think he's a 28-inch radius.
Right.
Yeah,
but I like the fact that he has straight track in there too.
Yes, it does. Yeah. That's more. Gets more running time. Sparky, right. How long does it take a train to travel from one end to the other end, going up all 3 levels and the helix in one rotation? How many minutes? But it's pretty impressive. I've actually ran his layout.
Yeah.
A few crashes here and there. But yeah.
Well, I had a door that I couldn't cover, so I couldn't go wider.
Okay.
I could have went the other direction wider, though. I could have done that. Now you got me thinking, James.
I don't have a room to do the helix. I could do the helix in here, but it would make the race too complicated. But I do have an idea in the other room to get rid of my staging yard and put in a loop in that room.
Mm-hmm.
So be one loop coming out. Sure, I could turn that loop into a helix, but then I'm into access, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But,
well, they had to cut holes in the walls to get to the helix. So.
yeah. So Deep Run Mike has been doing a cup. I've been watching. He's doing a new lift out for his yard, and I'm thinking of changing my. Right now, the lift up to that section is tricky to lift out. I want to convert it to a lift out or a swing gate. I haven't decided which one I want to do yet.
Yeah. Swing
Okay.
gate. Wouldn't a swing gate be better?
Well, in a sense, it would.
Because
Just
a lift
try to
gate, now
figure out.
you have to lift it up, right?
Well, it's like a lift. Doesn't lift up. It's like like a door. It swings up. A swing gate. If you swing it out, it goes into another space, and then I got engineering the power to get to the track, because
Right.
the power is going to be disconnected when the swing gate opens up.
Right.
If I use a lift up, I can use the power buttons from DCC Concepts.
Yeah.
And then I'm cutting the track straight across. I'm not cutting the track on an angle.
Right. But don't the when you use the DCC Concepts, when they connect, don't they connect the power too?
Yes, but I'm not sure of the engineering when it swings out, because they're made to fit into each other. They're not made to slide. They're pinned. It's like a rabbit going. It's like a pin going to a socket. It's
Right.
not like a slide going into a socket. So the configuration may not be easy.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked at that. But that won't be till the fall anyhow if I do that. I gotta finish all this up first.
Yeah.
Next step is staging yard. The yard is next.
Right.
And Are
you gonna ballast the track?
I plan to, yes.
Okay.
Not right away though. I'm gonna ballast the brick under the bridge first.
Right.
That's the only part I'm gonna ballast and finish the bridge, because right now the track on the bridge is only temporarily. I put it in to run trains.
Right.
I didn't want to take it out until I had my crossovers in.
And you're using the DCC Concepts connectors on that bridge?
Yeah, I will be. They're not in yet.
Okay.
I haven't done that.
So you just have it temporarily wired up to the bridge?
Yes, right. I ran 2 feeders, and I ran a little bit hunk of wire to under the bridge, and we got.
Right.
Well, they're spring loaded, but they're made to fit in each other. They're not made to slide in. That's the problem with them. I can't show you because I'm not really. I put my surplus ones, but they're made to go into a pin, like a socket. They're not made to slide. The only way to slide, they would have to have some sort of like a button. Thumbs up, thumb. Okay, thumbs up, thumb. That's the only way. They won't work in a swing gate operation. I don't think so. I can't see it.
Only a lift gate way.
Yes, because they fit in each other.
I wonder if DCC Concepts has the ones for a swing gate.
What's that?
I wonder if DCC Concepts has the ones for a swing gate.
I haven't seen them because they posted pictures, and Larry, the DCC guy, he first started showing me these, and I asked him how he said, well, he went by what they had on the video. So I went to the video and their web page, and they did screen captures, and I looked how they did it, and I just figured out to do it. So the connections on the hinge side are on the face side, and the hinge on the open side, the buttons are on the top. So they fit into each other. So they slide in. It's like a dowel going into a socket. It slides inward to the socket. If I had my samples, I'd show you more. Because they're in an envelope outside the train oval. That's the only thing is they're pins, like fitting a socket into a ratchet. They're straight in fitting.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to work on a swing gate. You have to have some sort of different conduct. You can make a plug and you manually plug it in. You could do that, yes. But I'm not sure if I want to do that. But you could do a plug. Make a 4-wire plug harness, plug it in.
Right.
You can buy probably I could probably buy a fascia mounted panel with 4 male sockets and plug into the fascia and have a little harness from the gate and just plug it in.
Right.
That is doable, but it makes more wiring. I was trying to avoid that. That's all. They're round, they slide together, but they're not made to slide into it.
Right.
You would have to see the lift gate to see it. You're not going to slide on a swing. There's no way they're going to do it. Because they're spring loaded, and if you slide them in, they pop into the socket. How you get them out? Because they're locked in because they're spring loaded. I don't think they'll work on a swing gate. A lift gate it'll be better.
But I thought Jim Tedesco got him, and he has a swing gate. I'll have to talk to him and see how he did his.
Yeah, if there's a way, I'm interested.
Yeah, because I know he was going to do that because he was having trouble with his swing gate.
Well, he liked my lift gate, and
yeah, he did. And I don't know. I got to talk to him about it because I don't remember what he did.
Because I bought the drill kit from DCC Comp to drill a hole because you needed 19 millimeter and 13 millimeter drill bits.
Right.
You gotta be careful because some spade bits are too aggressive. Yes, so is Mike. I don't mind putting the swing gate in. I was watching another video on how he did a slide out and a swing, and Crooked Dave has a swing gate too. They all work. I just trying to figure a way of making that connection because the hinge side of the swing gate is going to be opposite to the power. So it's more research is required for sure. They're not ready to build it.
No.
Well, I'm glad you like it, Larry. But I like the idea of the power points because I can lift open the lift gate, close it right away. To do any kind of plugging. Right now, I have it hooked up to a temporary power supply. Well, that's a thought too. I have to look into that too, Mike, and see how they work with that. Like I'll have to build a mock-up and test it out.
I'm sure DCC Concepts has to have something for that.
Was it they made these pins for modules?
Yeah.
to help align the module when they assemble the module at a big layout display.
Right.
See, in our club layout, they used what you call them? You know, it's multi-pin plugs for computers.
Yeah. So I don't know.
He's busy working on JMRI. Hey, Tim.
What?
Sparky said you're too quiet.
What?
Yeah. You're too quiet.
Too quiet.
He's engaged in whatever he's working on.
He's loading his stuff into his JMI program.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, but they were built for the idea. They actually made non-powered pins and powered. I have both.
Right.
They're like a dowel, just for locating the module in a big exhibit display in the UK. That's where the idea came from.
Right.
And decided to make a spring-loaded one for power. But yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Sparky, you go pick him up. He'll come and do it. Tim, Sparky wants you to help him to load up his stuff into his computer.
You have to bring his computer down here.
What's that? Yes, he can drive.
We'd have to bring his computer down here.
He wants you to come up there. Come to Canada.
I can't go to Canada. I don't have a passport or enhanced driver's license, and I'm not going to get one.
Oh. I don't have a passport here, so don't worry. Do you just put the driver's license across the border, Tim?
No, I think he means no. I think he means you don't need to have a different license to drive in Canada.
You have to have an enhanced license. You have to have either a passport or enhanced license to cross the border.
Right. Yeah. So you don't need a passport, but if you have an enhanced license, which means it's like a special, ID, then you can go across with showing that.
Right. Which is easier, a chance license or a passport? I have no idea.
I think getting the license enhanced is easier than getting a passport.
But it costs about the same.
They'll just put another class on it. Like I have my driver's class and my motorcycle class on my license, so I can drive a motorcycle and a car. It's a D and an M.
Okay.
Classification. So they would just put another code on there on your license.
It's a specific symbol on the card. I think.
Yeah. I don't know if they even offer it in every state, but
yeah, my time of driving distance is getting limited. My knees can't handle the long drive too much anymore, so I only do once a year, maybe twice, and that's it.
So what we all need in our older ages is these cars that drive by themselves, right?
Yeah, or a chauffeur.
I like to drive myself. I don't want no machine telling me where to go. No. Yeah.
But I just my business drive this year will be Smith Falls, Kingston, and Toronto this year. And we're flying to Newfoundland in June. They have a train museum in St. John's, Newfoundland, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they try to preserve some of the remains of the Newfoundland Railway. they're still evident. They tore down a couple of the bridges this year because they were getting pretty deteriorated because they're all wood structures.
I see.
They had to tear them down for safety's sake. Autopilot and naps at the wheel? Sure, that'd be go good. I like the chauffeur part myself.
So, Tim, what do you use JMRI for?
Switchless. I
said, what do you use JMRI for? Do you have panels set up with your layout on it, or are you just using it for Decoder Pro?
Just do the switchless.
What's that?
Just do the switchless.
See, I use JMRI and I have panels set up for my layout. And then I got all the signals on there and everything.
Yeah, Sparky said a switch list.
Switch list. Right. I haven't gotten into the switch list stuff yet. That's coming after I retire when I have more time to do it.
I just gotta get past consist part. Forget about switch list. Come that first. And that does not include JMIR.
So you were saying you were having trouble with the consist on the UTW-50?
Not really having trouble with. I only done it first time I done it, so it's a learning curve. I couldn't figure out how to clear it. Then I realized if I punch in the locomotive, enter a new locomotive, it bypasses what and it stores everything in memory. And I wasn't sure how to clear a memory that I put in the thing. That's how thing. But he sent me a link. But I know how to do it, I think. But I didn't have the locomotive set up properly. But only did the first time I done yesterday. I had it working, but I had two locomotives on different tracks. So it's I'll do another day when I get these trains going. But it's
well, James, I know there's a lot of YouTube videos on the UTW 50 and 100, and TCS puts them out, and they have like this showing you how to do consists and stuff like that. May be helpful to show you to look at those.
Yeah, I was looking that today, and I came across a few, but didn't find consists on TCS. But
no?
he sent me a link from TCS today, and I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
Okay.
So
I know they saw it because I was looking for the thing that I wanted to do, but I couldn't find that.
Well, reach out to Heath. He seemed to have more connections than I do, I tell you.
Well, I'm going to call TCS tomorrow or
okay.
One day this week and talk to them about it.
The TCS doesn't sell in Canada no more.
No, they're the United States. And
well, they don't want to sell to. They don't want to sell to Canadian dealers.
No,
because they don't want to give Canadian dealers break to make a bit of money, because Canadian dealers have to pay the same price that they would sell to the American retail market.
Yeah.
That's the only thing with that.
But they make nice products, though.
Well, my batteries are getting low on my thing, too. Well, they do. I like it. Always I got mine. I got these because the hobby store that I had, the batteries ran out. So it shut down.
Yeah, there's an indicator on there that tells you the battery.
Yeah, I need new batteries, so it shut down the train. So TCS, so this local hobby store bought two of them via Walters, and when they got them into Canada, the first one was over. He was going to sell to me more than the cost of the American price buying it regularly. So I got it at his cost. He paid for it through Walters. And the second one, he sold me for $135 just to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I bought two. So I got a good deal on the two, because at the time you could not buy radio system in Canada because our government didn't like the radio frequencies. The only way to buy NCE radio is literally go to a U.S. hobby store and bring it across the border. Well, now after all this, OBR can get they sell it.
Yeah.
They sell it. But I already have the 5 amp system, which I bought from OBR thanks to my good buddy Sparky 107107. So I have it. So I can't, and to buy all the pieces to adapt it to radio, it got pricey. So I went this route. And I got the Wi-Fi Tracks interface from Australia, which I found out that from watching as a YouTuber in Australia. Get the name of it. I subscribe to him. Fishplate Films. And and there was a Canadian distributor in Kingston that's carried it, so I bought it, and it works fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I can use my phone if I want a control train, but I prefer the throttle.
Right.
But
yeah, the phone apps have a tendency to disconnect, and then the train stops.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was having trouble with the. I had on one of my Apple Mini, and I couldn't make a connect properly. I couldn't turn the trains on because it was being intimate.
Yeah, because I have I bought the Y Throttle Lite Pro version.
Yeah,
and it does the same thing. It disconnects, and then, but I like the Pro version because then it brings up my JMRI panels on my phone, and then I can like click on a turnout and change the turnout from my phone.
Right.
So,
but at the time when I was getting into DCC, I got the information from Sparky, and I checked around, and I went to OBR. I bought it all from them. Right. I would have bought the radio if it was available, because at the time I couldn't buy it, so I went with the 5 amp system.
Right.
And I like the cordless effect. When I was at work in the electrical field, I believed in cordless tools. I fought my boss all the time. You need cordless tools to do the job.
Right.
Makes you more efficient. And
yeah,
I go out around the layout to run trains. Right now,
don't have to drag a cord all the way around.
Yeah. So right now, I'm controlling the train with this one here, and this I got a 4-foot wire to it. If I have a derailment on the other side of the layout, I got to put the controller down. But here, I'm going to do this 477. Enter. Turn it back on. But it's good for a backup.
Right.
When the battery dies. But and that's how I knew about the ANC radio at the time. You had to go to the States and buy it and bring it across the border.
Okay, James.
But now you can get it that OBR does carry it.
Mm-hmm. Back to your consist thing. Now, I don't know what kind of decoders you're running, but I don't think it matters. But on the Soundtracks decoders, I know CV19 is the consist number. Okay. And if you change the CV19 to a 0, that removes the engine from the consist. So in a pinch, if you can't get it through the power cab or your UTW50, just go into the CV settings and CV19 and change it to 0, and that'll remove that engine from the consist.
Well, here's the thing. I have never ever gone into CV settings.
Yeah, well, it's not that difficult. All you do.
No, it's not difficult, but I haven't crossed that bridge yet.
Right. Well, on your power cab. Yeah, your power cab.
Yeah, right here.
Right. Go there.
Right here.
Right. You hit the setup button down the bottom.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, you hit that, and you do go through that, and the first one comes up. It says program on track, right?
Okay.
Right. And if you hit enter, it'll ask you what engine you want to program. And then you hit enter again, and then you'll see CV settings, and you hit the CV setting, and then you just enter the CV number. It's that simple. It's all step by step on the power cap. Very
Well,
easy.
see, there's 2 rows of buttons. One's on the bottom for programming, which I know how to use, and the setup for consist. I've never touched that row yet.
Yeah, you hit the program button, and then it'll take you to the programs, and you can program on the main line. Program on track, and not test track. That's number 4.
Yeah, but that's a different slow. You have 2. See, when I do the programming, I'm going on the bottom row, not the consist row. So you're talking consist row buttons, not the program row buttons.
Right. If you're going to do consist, then you use the consist keys on the power cap. Okay. But if you're going to go into CVs, you just hit the button, and then it comes up and it says first thing on the menu will say program on track, and then you hit enter, and then it'll come up and it'll have 3 options on there, and option number 2 is CV, and you hit 2, and then it takes you into, and then it'll ask you for the CV number. And but it'll ask you also before that is what engine number you're talking about that you want to talk to.
Okay.
But see, I have a test track set up because I don't want to test on my main line, but I had to a couple times, and it's the same thing. But it's not hard to change CVs. It's if push come to shove, you can always do a
I have a program track in my workshop, and I bought a 2 amp system NCU that I use strictly for programming. I've done that, so technically I could set up the locomotives on that track for consist and bring them out here onto this track.
Right, you could do that too.
Yeah, so I don't mind doing that, but I have to do some more research because I'm not there yet. I haven't done it before. It's a learning curve for me.
Yeah, I do all my engines.
What's that?
All my engines are done on my workbench.
Yes.
And I set all the CVs in my engines, even for the consist. I don't do consist on the power cap. I don't use it. I just set CV settings to be for the consist, because there's other CV settings for consist, like for dynamic brakes and all that kind of stuff. And then when you're in consist mode, those CVs take precedence.
Hey, PK, welcome. Yeah, so I'm not there, but the idea, eventually I would like to do...
he likes my spray.
My spray booth's in the workshop the other side, but I would like to do a consist of 2 trains at the front and put a DPU in the middle and pull a lot of cars.
Right.
So that's a learning curve, and eventually I'll get that figured out. Right now, I'll focus on running 1 locomotive in trains and not too crazy in cars. Because the problem is I only have so much space to store them, and I don't want them putting them back in the box no more. If I take them out, I want to leave them out of the box. So I got drawers that I created for storing rolling stock. So I want to be careful when I get out because I don't want to get it damaged. Want to work on the layout too. So I be very cautious what I pull out, because I have one here that I grabbed a couple times and I broke it a bit. So I glued it on. It's not perfect, but that's okay. But
now, when you consist your engines, James, when you play the horn, does the horn play on all the engines?
I don't know. I have only done it once.
Okay. Because there's ways to stop that from happening.
Well, yeah, I'm not there yet. I did consist before on the other layout using my tablet.
Right.
I didn't have a throttle back. I had the tablet.
Right. And then the headlights too. The headlight on the rear engine shouldn't be on, and then the rear light on the rear engine should come on when they're in reverse. and the rear engine light on the front engine shouldn't come on when the rear.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been there.
Yeah,
I did
that's all
consist
that
on.
should be.
I did consist yesterday for the first time in 3 years, I guess,
Yeah.
using. Hey Jane, how much are your Berkshire locomotives? I don't know, Thomas Moore. I never give it much thought, but I would sell them. But the shipping to the US could be $30-$40 Canadian.
Yeah, it's a very high right now.
Because they're long, eh? The boxes are. I got it right here. I found out that this is done for the nickel plate road consist. The tender on this locomotive here is not the correct tender for THB. THB used the tender from the Hudson for their Berkshire, because the Berkshire was made in Canada for THB. Well, Thomas Moore, they are for sale. I have 2 of them. They are DCC non-sound Bachman. They are for sale. You find out what you think they're worth, and we'll figure shipping and go from there. You would have to send things through PayPal, but they are for sale.
Hey James, I know you didn't want to stay on too late.
Yeah.
So just give me a heads up.
Yes, I think we can get going now. $5 you deliver, sure, Sparky. Sparky's going to deliver down to you, Thomas Moore. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. But I'd be willing to sell them. I'm not out to get rich on them. Hey, Mystic Railroad, welcome. You see my counterparts here, Tim and Thomas Grassi. Oh, we got to do your question you have here, Thomas.
What's that?
Your question you posted. What about that? Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah, you can put that.
Let me change the screen size here and add to the stage.
Okay.
So that's Thomas's question to the chat.
Right. I have a device that I got today, and that's what it said in the manual. I'm looking to find out what kind of power supply I should get to run that.
Should be 10 to 18 volts AC with or without power module, or 14 to 24 volt DC, or 13 to 20 digital signal.
That's what it says in the manual.
Well, I know the power packs for the Walter switch machines are filtered DC 12 volt. Thomas Moore, no.
$30.
Yeah, so the power supply for the Walters, they are filtered DC, designed specifically by Walters for the switch machines. And I buy them for the switch machines, and they're 12 volts.
And they're a power adapter. They have a plug on the end where you can connect wires to, right?
They have the barrel connector, connector for DC, but they're filtered DC. They're preset 12 volts out.
See, I went on Amazon and I found 1,000 of these things, and I don't know which one to use.
Right.
I think any old power pack for DC trains has 12 volts AC out. Yeah, well, I don't have them, Derek.
Well, to get 16 volt AC, it would have to have some sort of transformer to step down the 120 down to 14 volt AC, and then you would rectify the 16 volt AC to DC. But you're going to lose a bit when you rectify it to the DC. But this 24 volt digital signal, that is not a standard power supply.
No. No, that isn't. But it's 10 through 16. So it could be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Right.
So if I can find a 10 or 12 volt AC power adapter, then I would get one. But and this DC stuff, I don't need. That's just an or. But then they threw this with or without power module.
Hey, Derek, welcome. But here's a question: a power pack that controls a computer, is that a DC output or any? I never measured it.
I don't know. No, it's AC. I thought.
So I don't know.
I don't think they converted it. It's AC into the wall, and I think it's DC out.
Well, that's what I mean. So the output on the power pack for a computer is DC.
Yeah, I think so.
So they're converting it through electronics, not through a transformer.
No.
You can buy all kinds of electronic components to chop up the AC voltage down to a DC supply. But to get a digital signal, that's very. I'd be talking to Heath.
Now, I sent an email to Larry, the DCC guy, about it, and I'm waiting to see if he responds. He's pretty good about this stuff too.
Yeah, well, Derek's in the chat. He's here. Derek's in the chat. Derek.
Yeah, Derek knows too. So,
yeah.
But he said a transformer, but I don't have a transformer.
Yeah.
The last DC transformer I had is, I don't know where it is, even that. But I think I can get away with let's see, maybe a 12 volt. See, it doesn't tell you if it's AC or not.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here's one. A 12 volt, 1 amp AC adapter charger with a barrel connector with all the different barrel connectors on it.
Yes.
The 12 volts, and that would fall in between my 10 and 16.
Yeah. Because you can have a variable AC power supply by using transformers. You can also go buy a workshop test transformer. Amazon sell. I always bought one, and they have variable outputs AC and DC on them, and you put them in your bench top for testing. I use them a lot in the electrical field. We used to have power supplies for testing stuff.
Yeah, well, what I always do is I plug it in, I put 2 wires on the barrel, and then I put my meter on it and see what I'm getting, and then I'll know.
Well, then that's Ray. If you had an old DC train power supply, like I have a couple here, and they have an AC output for accessories and DC for the trains. So that's another option too. And they're variable, so you can crank up the dial to get. Now, there's no exam, Mystic. We're too old for exams. But if you bought a test power supply for your workbench, dedicated for testing, they're on Amazon. They're $100, $150 Canadian. I always thought of buying one. They have 0 to 30 volts, AC or DC. They would at least have a 10 amp capacity.
Yeah, but this device that I'm working on is going to go on my layout, so I don't want to.
Well, yeah, but you can use that to test things.
Yeah, I can use it to test it.
See what you want.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Okay, I bought, when I was at Amherst, I saw this fire truck.
Yeah.
And I said, "Ooh, I want that." So the fire truck came. I ordered it. It came, and then I hooked it up to my old power supply, which I have on my workbench. That has a variable DC on one side and AC on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, I think that blew out the lights on there. And then I had to send it back, and they fixed it for me. So yeah, so I'm not comfortable using that transformer with electronic equipment.
Well, yeah. So But Mikey bought one of those. That's from that circuit place, right?
Right. Yes. Mikey
Well,
got the
Mikey.
utility truck.
So how did Mikey? Is Mikey powered his up? I don't know. He's never
I don't know.
mentioned.
I think he had a 9-volt battery on there when he was showing it off that day.
Well, 9-volt battery's only 9 volts. It's not. It's no
Yeah,
current.
but it works with I think there's a range on it from up to 12 volts, and I think it's down as low as 6 volts.
Right.
So 9-volt battery works on those devices.
Okay. So there's no current draw on that 9-volt battery.
Right. So
So
then I put a 9-volt battery on it, but I blew it out before I should have done a 9-volt battery first.
oh,
Yeah,
I
you know, you learn, you live and learn. That's what happens.
well, yeah, but if you can buy what you call in the States plug warts, we call it a battery adapter. You can buy them because I was experimenting with those things when I was building my foam cutter. I was experimenting with those things to power the bridge rectifier, and I blew a couple
Right.
till I went to a bigger transformer. I needed the current capacity, which Sparky has right now. Yeah. But you can buy power adapters that are DC out, and they have a little switch on it to vary the switch. You can go 9-volt, 14-volt, whatever you know.
Right.
So you need a 9-volt source. If the 9-volt battery works, I wouldn't go any more than 9 volts. That's
Right.
just rocket
But
science there.
this here has a minimum of 10 volts, right? So the 9-volt battery won't work in this device. So I need 10 or more. So if I get a 12 volt AC, then I should be good to go.
Well, didn't he say on the when he demonstrated at the show he used 9 volts though?
Yeah, but this isn't for that. This is for something else.
Oh, okay.
This is another project I'm working on. The fire truck and everything is all working and operational right now. So I'm not worried. I was just using that as an example of how I messed up using the transformer on the electronic equipment. It blew out the LEDs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Well,
So
the only thing is that with a variable supply, you can control what you're putting out, but I would definitely want an ammeter in the circuit to see what kind of current you're putting through that device. Then if you want
I can take the 2 screws on the transformer and then turn the knob on the control and see what output I'm getting.
But you won't see the output on the unless you buy a test power supply for your workbench that has an ammeter on board. You want to see the current draw because that little device, I don't know what you got. I can't see it taking more than a couple of milliamps.
Right.
If you're popping it out quickly, it's very current sensitive.
Right. So yeah, I'm going to just get a 12 volt AC adapter.
Yeah.
That'll cover it.
Yes, that's right.
Amazon will just ship it out, and it'll be here tomorrow. So.
Well, yeah, Amazon likes shipping out. Of course they do. If I leave stuff in my shopping cart and says, "You left something in your shopping cart. Why do I want to buy it today?"
Yeah, I just want it there to remind me.
And my good friend of ours, her son is the head of procurement for Amazon in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a big wig down there. He's in Nashville. But yeah, I think I'd be careful with your power, but if you power it up, you want to check your current. Multimeter.
I'll buy the adapter from Amazon. Yeah. I'll plug it in, put my meter on it, check what I'm getting. If I'm getting 12 volts, then I know I'm not going to blow it out. If I was getting 20.
No. You're not checking current. You're checking voltage.
Voltage, right.
No, you want to check current.
Right.
You need an ammeter.
Yeah.
Voltage is zero. No amps is not going to do anything. But if your device is rated at a milliamp, and all of a sudden you pop in 2 milliamps, you're going to fry it. So you want to check the current too.
Right.
Just be careful.
Yeah.
Try the battery and see if it works. That's only 9 volts.
Right. Yeah. That is. I don't think it will, but I'll put a 9-volt battery on the device and see if it kicks in.
Yeah.
If it does, then
Yeah.
I know see these here say they're 12-volt, 1 amp AC adapter.
1 amp. It's not very much current.
Right. No.
1 amp's not very much. You
No,
consider an
there's
LED bulb is going to take milliamps.
Right. Yeah, these are all 1 or 2 amp adapters.
Yes. Well, 2 amps is a lot on something that's rated less than an amp.
Right. Yeah. So the 1 amp adapter would be better.
Well, it's not the point of the 1 amp is what the device is going to take.
Yeah. Well, the thing is only $9 on Amazon, so and it'll be here tomorrow. So
There you go.
I'll know right away.
We'll know by next Monday.
Yeah, we'll know by next Monday.
You might be coming back on. I'm not sure Mikey's doing. So we'll have to have an update on next Monday. So you're coming back on.
Right.
We're gonna have the fry out test, the smoke test. Where's he? Where's he?
Right.
We'll make it a blue smoke test instead of the purple smoke.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I won't put it on. Well, I have to do some work on the layout to get this device to fit there. And once I do, but then I can always take it down and put it on my desk here and then show it off.
So this is a surprise project we're working on, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So next Monday. Good night, Sparky. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. So next Monday we might get a surprise of what Tom is working on.
Yeah. This was a joint effort to get this shipped to me.
Okay.
So I ordered it from a company in Belgium, and they wouldn't ship to the United States. And then Hot Dog Andy, was kind enough to have it delivered to his place, and then he shipped it to me.
Okay.
So, yeah. So it was
Andy is still alive. He's in.
Yeah, he's still on here.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I thanked him earlier in the show that I got.
Yeah, the almost 9 o'clock, midnight down in England.
Pretty much so.
It's 1:34 a.m. in London.
Yeah.
Still awake. Okay, Andy. Still awake. We're still going.
All kinds of hours.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should. We're gonna sign off. I want to thank everybody for popping up tonight. We didn't find Mike. We didn't find Mark. He didn't show up. He was MIA. Chris is MIA too. He didn't show up either. I think go home. They all fell asleep tonight.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, I know.
People got lives, you know. They got things to do and stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
Well, I'm going to spend some time with my wife. They haven't had any update on my cousin. I know they took her to the hospital today.
So I'm sure things will work out.
Yeah, it's a battle, I tell you.
Yeah. Some battles, you know.
Sometimes hard.
Right, very hard. But
yeah, well, thanks, Grandpa Real. Thanks for popping in, and you all have a good night. And I want to thank everybody for showing up. And we're gonna run away from you guys. I'll get rid of this.
All right, drop that off.
Yeah. Any last words, Tim?
No.
Nope.
My favorite type of person: silent and mighty.
Oh, okay. Well, Tim, thanks for popping into our MIA Mike show.
Yeah.
Did you find him for us?
Well, his former locomotive is right back there.
Okay. Okay, Ray. Good night, guys. So you have a good night.
I mean, does this
Yeah.
count?
Yeah.
Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. You can send that to me, Tim, if you want. I'll email you my address.
Yeah. You take Annie, right?
All right, guys. Thanks
Okay,
for having
guys.
me.
Good night.
See
Good
you all
night.
later. Night.